Top story now, and a court will today rule on Duduzane Zuma's application to have his culpable homicide case dropped. The former president's son is back in the Randburg Magistrate's Court this morning. Now, his lawyers claim that the state has failed to prove he was reckless and negligent. His representatives, though, want all the charges against him dropped. Duduzane Zuma crashed his Porsche into a minibus taxi back in 2014, and that led to the deaths of 2 women. The one culpable homicide charge was dropped on Tuesday. My colleague Malungelo Booi following this case very closely for us. Malu, a very good morning to you. Are we expecting an acquittal today?
Well, it depends, Yuvi, which side of that courtroom you belong to. In fact, when the defense brought that Section 174 application, saying that the state's case against Duduzane Zuma is weak and that continuing really with this case would be the waste of the court's time, considering the fact that the witnesses in this particular case were weak and that the state could not prove as to what in fact caused this crash. I want to bring into the conversation Uzane Lelwana. She's the deputy president of BLF. They have been here from the start supporting Duduzane Zuma. What's your expectation today?
Thank you very much, Malungelo Booi. We are here today to listen to the judgment of the courts. We have maintained our position that Duduzane Zuma will not be subjected to fair trial due to him being the son of the former president and how he has been treated not only by the public and also law enforcement officers, including the police, from illegally being arrested in the airport and being iron shackled in his other cases as well. We hope that the courts today would come to a decision that makes sense to the people of South Africa in a way that it looks to us that the state is unable to put forward a case where they can prove with overwhelming evidence that the accused, which is Duduzane Zuma, was driving recklessly on that night, and therefore to have a powerful case to push the charge of culpable homicide.
This case could go either way. Duduzane Zuma could walk free, or this case could continue. What happens then if it continues?
I think it is very important to also be careful of the terminology we use, because if the court comes into a decision where the charges are withdrawn based on the evidence that was brought forward by the defense team and therefore based on evidence that were brought forward by the state, which looks insufficient, I don't think a decision to withdraw the charges examining the merits of the case would result in saying Duduzane is walking free. That would be setting a very bad precedent in the sense that it would mean that people that are aligned with people that have been regarded enemies of the people, such as the former president, must be prosecuted and therefore must be made to pay, even though there is no overwhelming evidence that such a decision should be taken. If the judge takes a decision that the case should continue, we will continue to support Duduzane Zuma as Black First, Land First, and we will continue, as we have said, that we are very sympathetic to the Dube family because a life has been lost, and we are not overlooking that as Black First, Land First, but all we are saying is that there is political interference with this case in the sense that a racist group such as Forum is the one at the center of these charges being brought back, and their goal is only to punish. It's not justice, it's only to punish so that they can settle a political vendetta they have to the father of the accused in this particular case.
Uzane Lelwana from BLF, thank you so much for your time. Appreciate it. Well, Yuveka, the state is saying that in fact, Duduzane Zuma has a case to answer here, considering the fact that on that day that it was raining, they don't dispute that, but it was the responsibility of the person who was in that vehicle, who was driving that vehicle, to make sure that he drives carefully. Yusuf Baba, the chief prosecutor in this particular matter, saying that everyone knows that cars are machines and are machines that kill.
Okay, well, I suppose we'll find out what happens with Duduzane Zuma a little after 9 o'clock this morning. Thank you very much, Malungelo Booi. He'll keep us updated.